Reflect in English podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Reflect in English podcast. I'm Maya.
And I'm Leo, sitting here with a cup of coffee.
So, Leo, do you ever feel like coffee hits differently on different days?
Oh, yes. On Monday, it feels like medicine. On Friday, it feels like a celebration.
That's true. Mondays always feel like the heavy part of the week, while Fridays have this lightness.
Exactly. On Monday morning, I look at my computer like it's my enemy. On Friday afternoon, the same computer looks like a friendly dog I can pat before I leave.
I love that image. But, I think people have very personal rhythms with weekdays and weekends.
True. Give me pajamas, pizza, and a good TV show. That's my kind of weekend.
I enjoy quiet time too, but I also like to plan one small outing. Otherwise, Sunday night feels too short.
That's fair. You know what's funny? We all have these small routines that nobody really talks about, but when you share them, other people go, "Oh, me too."
Exactly. And that's what we're diving into today. Those little everyday patterns, the differences between weekdays and weekends, and how people make fun days out of normal days.
Perfect. I'm ready to hear how people handle that balance.
Then let's listen in on a conversation between two old classmates, Anna and Steven, who meet again at a weekend picnic.
Old friends, new days.
Steven, is that you? Wow, it's been ages.
Anna! Oh my gosh, it's really you. I didn't expect to see you here.
Same here. What are the chances? We haven't talked since graduation, right?
Yeah, I think the last time was at that farewell party. And now here we are, years later, eating sandwiches on the grass.
Life is funny. So tell me, how's everything going?
Pretty good, actually. I've been working at a design studio. It keeps me busy, but I enjoy it.
Nice. What kind of work do you do there?
Mostly posters, websites, small campaigns for local shops. Some days are calm, but other days, wow, the deadlines come fast. I usually get to the office around 9, and before I even notice, it's lunchtime. Afternoons go quickly too, with client calls and project updates. By the time I look at the clock, it's already evening. I get home tired, but it feels good when I see a project finished.
That sounds like a real flow. I know what you mean. My job has the same rhythm. Morning starts slow, then suddenly the day disappears.
Exactly. What about you? Where are you working now?
I'm in sales at a logistics company. I talk to clients a lot, organize shipments, that sort of thing. My mornings usually start with calls, then meetings with my team. It's busy, but I like that it's never the same.
That sounds intense, but also interesting. Do you work long hours?
Sometimes. Officially, I finish at 6, but if there's a deal happening, I stay later. Honestly, after a full day of talking, I just want quiet in the evening.
I get that. For me, after staring at the screen all day, I need to move a bit. I sometimes go for a short walk near my apartment just to stretch.
That's healthy. I usually stop by the grocery store, pick up something easy, and then watch a show while I eat.
Yeah, I do the same. Cooking a big dinner on a workday feels like too much sometimes.
Exactly. I save that for weekends.
Speaking of weekends, do you usually stay in the city or go out?
A bit of both. Saturdays, I like to sleep in, maybe meet a friend for coffee, and Sundays, I try to cook something nice. If the weather's good, I go for a walk in the park.
Sounds peaceful. I sometimes go hiking on Saturdays, but other weekends, I just stay home and recharge. Last Sunday, I stayed on the couch with a book all afternoon, and it was perfect.
I love those slow Sundays.
Yes, and it makes Monday less painful.
True. Weekends are when you really feel yourself. Weekdays are more about responsibility.
Absolutely. That's why I think both are important. The weekdays give structure, and the weekends give freedom.
Nicely said.
By the way, do you still keep in touch with anyone from our old class?
A few people, yes. I sometimes meet Clara for coffee. She works nearby. What about you?
Not really, to be honest. Everyone got busy with their own lives. That's why it's so nice to see you here. It feels like stepping back in time a little.
I know. And it's funny. Back in school, I imagined work life would feel very different. But in the end, it's a lot of routines.
True. When I was younger, I thought adults had everything under control. Now I realize we're all just figuring things out as we go.
Exactly. Some mornings I feel like I'm organized and professional. Other mornings, I'm just rushing out the door with my hair half dry.
Same. I once wore my shirt inside out to the office. Nobody noticed, but I laughed when I saw it in the evening.
Huh, that's classic. So, do you usually take holidays during the year?
Yes, I try to. Last summer, I took a week off and went to the coast. It wasn't a big trip, but it was so refreshing to be near the sea. Long walks, simple food, and just breathing.
That sounds wonderful. I had a short trip too, to the mountains. Only 3 days, but it felt much longer because every moment was just that good.
Mountains are the best. Do you like hiking?
I do, but not very hard trails. More like gentle paths where you can walk and talk.
Same for me. I don't need to climb rocks. I just want nice views and maybe some sandwiches in my backpack.
Exactly.
Do you get many days off from your job?
Not many, but I tried to save them for 1 or 2 bigger breaks. Sometimes I also take a single Friday off to make a long weekend.
That's clever. I sometimes do the same. Just one day can change the feeling completely.
Exactly. A small pause can be enough.
By the way, do you remember how we always talked about traveling when we were students?
Yes, we made a list, didn't we? Places we wanted to see.
Right, Paris, Rome, and also New York, I think.
I remember writing Greece in big letters.
Oh, yes. And we drew little pictures in the margins.
I can't believe we actually thought we'd travel everywhere in one summer.
We were very optimistic. But maybe one day.
I hope so. Even if it's not the whole list, 1 or 2 places would be amazing.
Let's make a deal. One day, when we both have some time off, we meet again for a trip.
That sounds perfect.
Shake on it?
Deal.
So, how do you usually get to work? Do you drive?
Yes, I drive most days. It takes about 30 minutes if traffic is good. Sometimes longer, of course.
That's not too bad. I take the train. It's about 40 minutes, but at least I can read or listen to something.
That's nice. I always tell myself I'll listen to podcasts in the car, but then I just end up singing to the radio.
I do that too. On the train, people give me strange looks if I sing, though.
Oh no, you actually tried?
Once, I had my headphones on and I thought I was quiet, but no, I was very much not quiet.
That's hilarious. At least you gave them a free concert.
A terrible one, yes. So, what do you usually do after work?
If it's not too late, I stop at the gym for a quick workout. Not every day, though. I'm not that disciplined. Other times, I just go home, cook something simple, and watch a series. How about you?
I also like to just switch off my brain after work. Sometimes I play video games, sometimes I read, sometimes I just sit and scroll on my phone.
Oh, I do that too. You think, I'll check one message, and suddenly 30 minutes are gone.
Exactly. It's like a black hole of time.
But maybe we need that sometimes. A little nothingness.
I guess.
You know, talking with you again is so nice.
Totally. Feels like no time has passed. You know what I sometimes dream about? Just taking a holiday with no plans at all. No flights, no schedule, no alarms. Just wake up when I want and see what happens.
That sounds wonderful. I usually plan too much, like I make a list of museums, cafes, places to see, and then I come back more tired than before.
That's exactly what happened when I went to Italy 2 years ago. I had this long list. See this church, eat this pizza, take this photo. By day 3, I was exhausted.
I can imagine. I once went to Barcelona for 5 days, and I filled every hour. By the end, I just wanted one lazy morning with no alarm.
So maybe the perfect holiday is a mix. A few plans, a few lazy days.
Yes, balance. That word again.
Do you prefer the beach or the mountains?
That's hard. I like the sea breeze, but I also love mountain air. Maybe the mountains win.
Interesting. I think I prefer the beach. I can sit under an umbrella with a book for hours.
So you're a beach chair person, and I'm a trail person.
Exactly. So, what do you like most about traveling?
Oh, for me, eating local food is half the fun of traveling. When I went to Portugal, I ate fresh fish every day. It was heaven.
Yep, same Anna I know.
One and only. But seriously, it's funny. We both ended up with pretty similar routines. I guess that's what being an adult is.
Yeah, welcome to adulthood.
I'm glad we had this chance. It feels like a holiday in itself, just sitting in the sun, catching up.
I agree. Let's not wait another 5 years before the next one.
Deal.
Maybe next time on a mountain trail or at the beach.
Perfect. Wherever there's food and good company.
Then it's settled.
An old friend brings back so many memories.
I mean, that's how conversations with old friends usually go. You start with, "Hey, how are you?" And suddenly you're telling stories about embarrassing moments on a train.
Oh, do you have one of those stories too?
Sadly, yes. Once I was listening to music with my headphones on, and I didn't realize I was humming very loudly. An older lady tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Sweetheart, your song is nice, but it's out of tune."
That's hilarious.
Go ahead, laugh at me. I can take it.
See, that's the charm of these little routines, though. We all have them. Commutes, habits, little funny moments. Everyone thinks their life is ordinary, but when you share it, it becomes a story.
That's so true. What about you? Do you have a weekday ritual?
Yes, I take a short evening walk almost every day. Even if I'm tired, I just put on a jacket and walk around the block. It clears my head.
See, typical Maya.
What I hope listeners take from this is that talking about your daily routine doesn't have to be robotic. Just noticing the little funny or cozy parts can make your English practice more personal and alive.
Exactly.
So, for all of you listening, maybe think about your own small routines.
And hey, if you have a story about singing too loudly in public, please tell us. I don't want to be the only one.
Poor Leo. But yes, share your stories. That's how language becomes part of life. Okay, shall we move on to our language corner?
All right, let's dive in.
All right, time for our language corner. We like to take what we heard and stretch it further, add new vocabulary, expressions, and a bit of culture. Let's start with a fun word, 9 to 5. People use it to describe a regular office job.
Even if their hours are not exactly 9 to 5.
Right. You could say, I don't want a 9 to 5 job, or he works a 9 to 5 at a bank.
And in contrast, you have shift work, where people start at different hours, like nurses or factory workers.
Good point. Now, let's talk about ways people describe holidays. Have you heard staycation?
Oh yes, that's when you stay in your own city or home, but you treat it like a vacation.
Exactly. You might book a local hotel, visit museums, or simply enjoy free time at home.
I love staycations.
Another phrase is long weekend. That's when a holiday is on Friday or Monday, so you get 3 days off.
And in some countries, people even say bridge day. For example, if Thursday is a holiday, they take Friday off too to build a bridge to the weekend.
I like that image.
In the US, people often only get about 2 weeks of paid vacation per year.
True. In many European countries, it's more. 4 or 5 weeks is normal.
Imagine the shock for an American worker moving to France. Suddenly, they have a whole month off in summer.
That's why you hear the phrase summer holiday culture in Europe. It's common for cities to feel empty in August because people are away.
And that's very different from countries where time off is shorter and people spread their holidays across the year.
Right. Now, here's another fun idiom, to recharge your batteries.
meaning to rest and get your energy back.
Exactly. For example, I spent the weekend at home to recharge my batteries.
There's also burnout. If you work too much with no break, you get burnout.
Yes, and it's a serious word people use for mental and physical exhaustion.
Another interesting one is work-life balance. It's about finding time for both your job and personal life.
A very modern concern. People are always searching for it.
I think my balance is more like a seesaw, sometimes up, sometimes down.
That's probably true for many people.
Can we add some expressions about relaxing?
Sure. How about kickback? It means to relax, usually after work. Like, I just want to kick back and watch a movie.
Or take it easy, very classic.
Yes, don't stress, just take it easy.
Here's one I like, is me time.
Oh, good one. Me time is personal time for yourself. Maybe reading, walking, or even doing nothing.
And don't forget quality time, usually with family or friends.
Exactly. It's not just being together, but doing something meaningful. You know, Leo, we focused a lot on routines and holidays, but another important piece in Anna and Stephen's story was friendship.
Yes, the magic of catching up with an old friend. It's a special kind of conversation, isn't it?
It is. And catch up itself is such a useful phrasal verb. It means talking with someone you haven't seen in a while, sharing news about your lives.
Like, let's grab coffee and catch up. Simple, friendly, and very common.
Exactly. And sometimes people also say, long time no see.
Oh, that's classic. It's informal, but everyone understands it. Hey, long time no see.
And then there's to pick up where we left off. That's when you meet an old friend and the conversation feels natural, as if no time has passed.
I love that feeling. You don't need small talk, you just dive right in.
Yes, another nice phrase is old friend from way back. That means you've known someone for a very long time.
Like you and your childhood friends.
Exactly. And here's one more, to stay in touch.
Very important. It means to keep contact, maybe by messages or calls. We should stay in touch after this holiday.
And the opposite is lose touch.
Which sadly happens often. People move, change jobs, get busy. You look up and realize it's been years.
True. That's why reunions feel so precious. In English, you can say school reunion, family reunion, or just get together.
And sometimes it's funny. You meet an old friend and suddenly you remember stories from school, like silly mistakes or adventures.
Yes, nostalgia, that warm memory feeling. In fact, in English, people say walk down memory lane.
Oh, I like that. We spent the evening walking down memory lane. It's not literal walking, it's remembering the past.
Exactly. Another idiom is an old flame, which means a past romantic connection.
Oh ho, careful with that one. Not every reunion should include old flames.
True, but language gives you options.
You know, I think one reason catching up is so powerful is because old friends remind you of who you were.
Yes, and who you've become. In a way, it's not just talking about the past, but also celebrating the present.
Nicely put. And for learners, talking about old friends is also a wonderful way to practice storytelling.
Absolutely. You can say things like, we used to play soccer together, or we would meet at the park after school. Those used to and would structures are great for describing past habits.
You know, Maya, I think today's talk gave me ideas. Maybe I should plan a staycation.
What would you do?
Easy. I'd stay at home, order pizza, wear pajamas, and pretend I'm at a 5-star hotel.
With pizza crumbs in the bed.
Luxury.
Okay, if you call that luxury, then I'm going to plan my own version. A home spa day. Candles, music, a long bath.
That actually sounds amazing. Can I join?
No, Leo. That defeats the idea of me time.
Right. I'll respect the concept. I'll just send pizza to your spa.
That would ruin the vibe.
Or make it better.
Imagine candles and pizza.
Listeners, you see what I have to deal with?
Hey, I bring balance. You're the wise one, I'm the ridiculous one. Together we're balanced ridiculousness.
Wow, I literally can't even argue with that.
Exactly. And on that note, I think it's time to say goodbye.
Yes, thank you all for listening, for sharing a part of your day with us.
We hope you take some of the words and expressions with you and maybe laugh a little too.
All right, until next time,
When I'll probably still be talking about pizza.
goodbye everyone.
See you soon.